The Austin Bruins are in a little bit of a slump as of late, but with only one game this week, all their attention and focus is on the Minnesota Wilderness. My name is TJ Chillot, and this is your weekend preview. Despite falling in back-to-back games against the Wings this past weekend in Aberdeen, the Bruins had plenty of positive moments to look back on and build off of, particularly Saturday night's third period, which saw them climb back into the game after trailing 3-0. Like the Bruins, the Wilderness have been dealing with some struggles the last couple of games, losing 2 straight to the Bismarck Bobcats in North Dakota. Even before playing the Bruins on Thursday, the Wilderness have to go into St. Cloud on Tuesday and handle a heating-up Norseman team that has points in 6 of their last 10 games. Nevertheless, despite both the Bruins and the Wilderness having taken steps back as of late, Minnesota seems to be Austin's Achilles heel this season, with the Wilderness currently leading the season series with a record of 5-1-0-1. That record might look gaudy, but keep in mind the Black and Gold have earned points in 4 of 7 against their divisional rivals, and all but one of those games have been decided by 2 goals or less, with 3 of them coming down to the shootout to decide a win. So the Wilderness have been slipping lately, the Bruins too have been struggling, but Minnesota seems to have the emotional edge based on their previous successes in the head-to-head matchups. So what's it going to take for the Bruins to snap their skid? These are my Sellers Lock and Key keys to the game. Up first, win the opening period. I know it sounds like I say this every week, but it's a key that the Bruins could certainly use a little more to open some doors. The Bruins have carved out a niche for themselves of being the comeback kids. See that February 24th game against the St. Cloud Norsemen for a perfect example. While it's great to see the team can come back and deal with adversity, it's become too much of a trend this season to really be comfortable. Austin has only held the lead after one period twice this season and ultimately lost both those games. On the flip side, when the Wilderness are trailing after one, they have a record of 2-8-1-0. So bottom line, get the lead and keep it through the first. Just for comparison's sake, the Wilderness have led 9 times after the first 20 minutes of play and have a record of 7-1-0-1 in those games. So the stats are heavily in favor of the team who wins the first period, winning the game. Secondly, back-end brawn. Austin is averaging over 4 goals against in their last 5 games, a stat that's really tough to overlook. In their last 3 games, the Bruins' opponents have spent an average of 19% of the entire game attacking the Austin defensive end. That's nearly 1/5 of an entire game just trying to defend. Not only do the Bruins need to play the game in the neutral zone and preferably the offensive zone more, they need to do a better job of limiting quality chances when the puck is in their end. When looking back at the last matchup against the Wilderness, offensive zone attack time for Minnesota measured 7 minutes and 37 seconds of the 60-minute game. That's more like it considering their last 3 teams have spent anywhere from 11 to 13 minutes in the attacking zone. But in that game against the Wilderness, they scored 6 goals in that 7 minutes and 37 seconds. That's almost a goal per minute of attack time. So how do you fix that? Block shots, win defensive zone faceoffs, get a clean breakout, and most importantly, a good defense is an active offense. Spend more time in your own end attacking, with good possession and good passing, mind you, and naturally the Wilderness will spend less time in their attacking zone. And finally, home ice advantage. There's something to be said about sleeping in your own bed the night before a game, getting a pre-game meal at your billet home rather than a pre-appointed restaurant, and knowing the ice that you're playing on. Early in the season, home was sweet for the Bruins, winning 4 of their first 5 games at the friendly confines of Riverside Arena. Since then, they've gone 2-7 in 9, and the advantage really isn't there. While the Bruins can play the rink to their strengths, seeing as how lively the boards and the glass have been as of late, what they really need is the cowbell-wielding, air horn-spewing, top-of-the-lungs screaming fans. This is one of those keys to the game where the Bruins need you. Playing in front of 250 fans hasn't been ideal all season, but for the Bruins to bounce back, they're going to need every single one of the 250 fans to be as loud as air raid sirens. They can hear it and they can feel it. To be part of the action, to help lift the Bruins over their divisional rivals, head to www.austinbruins.com to get your tickets today. They're just $11 and guarantees your seat inside the building, which is sure to sell out. Bring your noisemakers and come full throat as the Bruins do battle with the Minnesota Wilderness. With only one game on the docket this week, the Bruins have their sights set on a dominating win over the Minnesota Wilderness. Will you be there to see it? Puck Drop comes your way Thursday night at 7:05, and if you can't make the game, I'm on the call with Ron Budrick taking the air at 6:55 on Power 96 and Hockey TV. It's the Ides of March, and just like the ancient Romans, it's time to settle some debts. Bruins versus the Minnesota Wilderness from Riverside Arena. My name is TJ Chillot, and this is your weekend preview.